Okay, you lovely lot. So, whilst Jamie has a quick play with my pole, trying to get me swim going so we can do a video for you lot in a bit, I thought we'd have a bit of a catch up and talk about the match from last week at the beautiful Coopers Lake, where I probably drew the bestest peg on the old complex. So that's like, what have we been now? I've fished 3 matches on there and I've won all 3. So what it is, Gaz is running a big match on there, £7,000 to the final. What's the name of it? What's his matches? Come on, talk me through them. On the Flyer TV, catch up, this and mostly draw the flyer. So I don't want to fish anymore, folks, because I know I don't want to use all my good luck up and getting all these pegs now. So I'm not going to go for the next few. But anyway, so it was freezing cold. There was ice on it, pretty much like today actually. So we had to do a little bit of ice breaking first. If you've watched this video first, you'll know that the rope's exactly 14.5 metres. So I've got 14.5 metres of pole out. I've done sort of like a right and a left hand swim in sort of like, I'm going to say 4 metres of water, something like that, 4 metres width. And I've just used the same rig on both. What I've done a shorter line in like 7 or 8 metres where it was probably 6.5 foot, something like that, where, you know, plan to loose feed magpies. And then out long, I've done one sort of right and left. Same rig, it was literally like an inch difference, that's all. And it was the rig that we showed last time with that sort of like strung outy, tapered shotting one. What a difference that rig is making to my fishing. I can't believe it. Honestly, you've got to get on it. If you've not tried it, go and watch the video and then go out and try and let us know how you get on, because honestly, it's made a massive difference to my fishing. Cheers, Jamie. He's put... Whoa, 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 he's got catapult in his hand, he's feeding. What's he doing feeding?
The seagulls got all excited.
Oh, for my neck. Anyway, so yeah, so starting off wise, I put like a golf ball size of ground bait in with like a dozen pinkies and 3 or 4 maggots, something like that. I didn't want to go mad to start with because obviously it's freezing cold, you know. The match, I think there the previous week had been won with £4, that's all. So that's going in on me left hand swim, and then my right hand one, I've not done anything to start with on that one, to be fair. I just sort of thought I'd leave it. So I've gone in, float's not moved for an hour, feeding short, but realistically, I'm going to say this quite slowly now, my ice hole was freezing up throughout the session. That's how cold it was, folks, proper cold. I was getting like ice foaming on my line, my elastic was like drooping out, I'm a bit dangly and all that, you know what I mean? So it was proper cold. So I abandoned the short line after an hour. I knew I wasn't going to catch anything there. Around sort of 50 minutes into it, I saw Sean Ashby caught a fish on peg, I want to say like 36, 37, something like that. Not a good area, but he's first one to catch. And then the bloke, 2 to my right on 24, he's had a fish, he's had a little lid. So I knew, like, you know, potentially something was starting happening. 90 minutes in, caught my first bite. It was a hybrid, and I did let out a little bit of a cheer. So after that, I missed 2 bites after that. I thought the fish would be off the bottom, so I started loose feeding my left-hand swim with maggots. And then my right-hand one, I changed to putting a little tiny nugget of ground bait in. Oh, actually, no, I'm getting ahead of myself. What happened? I didn't catch anything over the ground bait for 90 minutes, and I thought I'd have a bit of a go on my right-hand swim where I'd not fed anything. And that's when I had 2 bites, missed them, and then I caught that hybrid. I'm like, yes, here we go. And then good old Richard comes back from Costa with a great big latte for me. And then after that, I've gone in, I've caught a massive bream. I think you've got some footage, haven't you, Rich? Rich has got some footage that he's going to put on for you. I'm going to say it was like £3, 3.5. It might have been more. It was a massive one. So I let out a bit. Whee! So then I decided on that one to put a little bit more ground bait in, rest it, and go into my left-hand swim where I'd been loose feeding maggots. Sort of like, well, I've been trying to get sort of 10 or a dozen in, but they kept going on the ice, most of them, to be fair. But ones that landed on the ice, lay your rig into it, and it was brilliant. It was just like proper hide fishing for a bit. I probably had 40 minutes on them where I was catching these hide, anything from 8 ounce up to like 2.5 pounds, something like that. It was lovely. So I carried on with that for a bit. Bloke on 24 had another sort of 6, 7 fish, but I couldn't really see any when I was catching, to be fair. And then what happened in the end? Yes. So going into the last hour when you'd expect things to be solid, all the maggots that I put on the ice from like bad feeding, it just goes to show actually how far your bait spreads when you're loose feeding. The spread of bait was ridiculous. It was like an 8 metre wide square on this ice. It was ridiculous. So So this seagull sort of like come fluttering by. He's eyes him up. He's gone down for a swoop on one of the, I think it was a red maggot. And then the ducks have all sort of like come in, and then these blooming swans come in. And obviously with all the vibration and all that on the ice, I never got a bite for the last hour. But damage had been done. I ended up weighing 17 pounds, just over 17 pounds. It was a lovely day, to be fair, through the ice. I think second was 5 pound, but I can't stress I have been in the right area the 3 times that I've been. You definitely want to be, it seems at the minute on Coopers, from peg like 16 round to about peg 30, 32, something like that, in the deeper water. So we've got another couple of goes there, practices for the big final, which is 27th of February. All 3 of us are qualified now. Richard was the last one of us to get in, he's qualified. But yeah, no, fantastic days ice fishing, and hopefully we're going to catch a few today so we can show you. What did you weigh? I'd said 17 pounds, 17.8. He's got one, the lad. He's got me peg going, so I'm going to kick him off and get back on my gear. Cool head, lad. Roaches.
Roach.
Not a bad stomp now. What's that, ounce an hour?